Dear children, today I am going to teach Anglo-Nepalese War. The Gorkhas of Nepal wanted to extend their territory to the North Indian Plains, which directly affected the British interest in the region. Therefore, the Anglo-Nepalese War 1814 to 1816 became inevitable. Initially, the British suffered some reverses, but finally the Gorkha leader Amar Singh was defeated by the Treaty of Sagauli in 1816. The Gorkhas surrendered Gorkhawal and Kumaon to the British. In the east, the Gorkhas left Sikkim, also which became a British protectorate. They also accept a British residence in Kathmandu. Annexation of Sindh. Sindh was ruled by the number of tribal chief Amirs who originally belonged to Baluchistan in 1809. The English company signed a treaty with the Amirs by which the latter undertook not to allow any French settlement in Sindh. In 1832, another treaty was concluded between the English company and the Amir of Hyderabad, Sindh. During the Afghan War, Sindh became the base of operation. Sir Charles Napier tried to impose fresh treaties on the Amirs of Sindh, which annoyed them, but they were defeated in 1843. Annexation of Punjab. The conquest of Punjab was necessary for the British to extend the frontier of their empire in the northwest. After the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, there was utter political chaos and confusion in Punjab. Major Broadfoot, the political agent of the British, tried to divide the Sikh nobles and induced the Sikh army to cross the river Satluj. By the Treaty of Amritsar 1809, the river had been fixed as the boundary line between the British and Maharaja Ranjit Singh territories. As soon as the Sikh army crossed the river, Lord Hardinge declared war. The First Anglo-Sikh War ended in the willful destruction of the Khalsa. By the Treaty of Lahore in 1846, Maharaja Dilip Singh surrendered all his territories to the left of river Satluj and between the river Satluj and Beas. He also ceded Jammu and Kashmir to pay for a huge war indemnity. The strength of his army was greatly reduced. A British resident was stationed at Lahore with a protection force. The peace settlement of 1846, however, fulfilled neither the imperialistic ambition of the British nor satisfied the Sikh. The Sikh did not like the British interference in the internal affairs of Punjab. Lord Dalhousie was simply waiting for an opportunity to annex Punjab. The revolt in Multan gave him this opportunity. This followed the Second Anglo-Sikh War. After a series of battles, the Sikh finally surrendered The British annexed Punjab in 1849. Maharaja Dilip Singh was deported to England and given a pension. The famous diamond Kohinoor was also taken away from him and presented to Queen Victoria. Annexation by the doctrine of lapse. After taking over as Governor General in 1848, Lord Dalhousie began the final stage of annexations. He devised a policy called the doctrine of lapse, which stated that if the ruler of the dependent state should die without any heir, his adopted son would not succeed him. Instead, that state would lapse or go back to the British company. This doctrine of lapse was applied to annex Satara, Jaipur, Udaipur, Sambalpur, Nagpur, Magadh and Jhansi. Veer and Awadh were annexed by him on the charge of maladministration. Similarly, he annexed Karnataka and Tanjore by publishing the titles and pension of their respective rulers, cause of the defeat of the Indian state. Regional state which emerged after the disintegration of the Mughal Empire were small in size and weak in resources. These states were engaged in the constant fighting with each other. They were not united to fight against the British. Indian rulers did not provide a stable and efficient government to the people, hence could not win the loyalty of their subjects. Many states like Hyderabad chose to seek protection under the British and willfully accepted the subsidiary alliance. Britain was a great naval power. Now, quick recap. The Europeans entered India as traders and set up their outposts on the Indian soils. The Portuguese were the first to arrive in India, then followed the British, French, Dutch and Danes. The English and French were the main rivals. The English finally emerged victorious. The English began to interfere in the internal matters of the Indian state due to the political instability and lack of the central power. In the three Carnatic wars, the English and French sided with the opposite side claimants. In the decisive Battle of Plassey, 1757, Clive defeated the Nawab of Bengal and the British emerged as political power. In the Battle of Buxar, 1764, the combined force of the Nawab of Awadh and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II were defeated by the English army. By the Treaty of Allahabad 1765, the company got the right of collecting revenue in Bengal, Orissa, Bihar and Awadh. The British became the virtual ruler now. Clive introduced dual government in Bengal. Warren Hastings obliged the dual government system in 1774. The British finally emerged victorious in the Mysore War. During 1775-1818, the British fought with the Marathas who were ultimately defeated. The Marathas suffered defeat due to various reasons including lack of unity and organization, mutual rivalries and enmity, lack of trained and organized army, narrow outlook, neglecting their subjectivities. The British were engaged in expanding their empire between 1805 and 1856. They subjected the Sikh and Gorkhas and occupied and annexed Burma. Dalhousie annexed various states by the doctrine of lapse, misrule, etc. Now next day, thanks.